a single user OS is something that you're using right now. So anything that just requires or is basically designed around one person in particular. So Windows is one. This is one that I'm using right now. I'm using Windows. This is how I'm presenting all this to you. So it's basically just for me. Obviously Android, if you've got a phone, or iOS or anything like that, a lot of single user OS systems are just the ones that you've probably heard of, like Linux. Linux can be a single user one. Obviously, it can be a multi user one, but I'll go over that in the multi user video. But basically, single user is just for single use. Like, that's what it's for. Obviously, it can multitask several applications at the same time. So, for me, at the minute, I am running this, and I'm also running OBS to record this. I've got a browser up as well to upload my videos to. I've got my emails up and stuff like that. So it can run multiple applications at the same time. That's what they're designed for. Obviously, they are multitasking software, so that's what they're for. Obviously, I've said before, smartphones could be considered a single user OS because obviously a single person is supposed to use a phone at one time. Obviously, if you've ever seen something like a game before that requires two people to like hold a phone, so I have seen them before where you can like be at one side and somebody be at the other side. It's still for one user. It's just that the game that's on there specifically has been designed with that in mind. It's not that the operating system is designed for two-person use at any one time. So phones, especially, are obviously designed for one person. Even when you're talking about, say, like computers, or even Xbox and PlayStations, they have an operating system on them, and they're designed for a single user, really. Yes, you can put multiple controllers in, but it's still in mind that it's running a game and it's just facilitating that one person can control one thing and one person can control another. It's not saying that the system can be used for two separately different things. A multi-user operating system is for two users to use the same system but do completely different things at the same time. So obviously you can't do that on a PlayStation or an Xbox or a normal PC. Obviously, if you set the PC up to do that using Linux or any other sort of softwares like Virtual Machine on Windows or something like that, then yeah. But obviously in this context we're not, so you need to make sure that you realise this. So when you're talking about single user OS, if they ever ask you about why an operating system will still be considered a single user one, even though you can have multiple people playing something at the same time, that's the reason why. So I know a few people can get fooled into thinking that that's where it is, but that is not the case. So obviously, some systems can only run one app at a time. Phones usually can run one app at a time on the actual screen. They will run things in the background as well, but actually on the screen itself, only one at a time. Obviously, what I'm using now, I've got OBS up, and I've also got this PowerPoint up, which I'm using. So with things like a PC, like an actual tower computer or laptop, they can run multiple things on the screen as well at the same time. If you've ever been to McDonald's or anything like that, it's going to show my age now. But if you've ever been to McDonald's, you will have probably seen, and I'm going to try and get it up on screen so you can see it. Hoping that's showing it. Yeah, there we go. So if you've ever seen McDonald's kiosks, so have you ever seen these? If you've ever been to McDonald's or something similar, they are a single user operating system, but they've been designed to do a specific task. So obviously here, they've been designed to literally view one app, which would be that app. It's not supposed to be designed to be used for anything else. Technically speaking, you could use this as normal Windows machine, but it's been designed and altered in mind for just having an app on it, and that's it. So that can happen. It depends on what you need to use it for, essentially. But when we're talking about sort of single-use things, like applications, rather than the actual operating system itself, a simple mobile phone would do the same thing. So if you have an old mobile phone, say like a Nokia, an old Nokia phone, they can only run one thing at any one time. So it'd be like, right, You can go on to your contacts, or you can go on to your messages. You can't have your contacts up in the background and then say have Messenger over the top of it like you can with a smartphone. So it depends on the type of device as well. But single user OSs are mainly designed for single use at any one time. That usually can run multiple applications, but sometimes it can only run one application at any one time. So it depends on what you're using it for.